From the year 1940 in the Washington Daily News. Duckpins aren't making Big Ida any skinnier. By Bob Ruark. I'm too doggone fat, said the lady. It's put me off my game. Trouble is, I eat all the time. Must have gained 20 pounds over the summer, and I can't bend down like I used to. The frank lady is Ida Simmons, who for the past 6 years has been the best doggone female duckpinner in the country. Miss Simmons is a large lass who looks like a Wagnerian soprano. Taffy hair and plenty of chest expansion. She comes from Norfolk, Virginia, and talks like it. Miss Simmons has forsaken competitive duckpinning for the more lucrative position of doctor to would-be bowlers from the sun-kissed crags of Weehawken to the rock-ribbed shores of Dinwiddle or something. She graces an alley with her plentiful presence for 1 week and then moves on to spread her talent. She is doing all right, too. She drives a salmon-colored Buick convertible the size of the Queen Mary, and her minimum is $75 a week for ironing the wrinkles out of feminine bowling styles. Currently, she is coaching the fair maids of Clarendon, Virginia, at Eddie Goldberg's spanking new bowling center. I get kind of embarrassed, says Miss Simmons, in a drawl you can stir with a spoon, when ladies ask me the slimming effects of duckpins. They all think it'll take a pound a minute off the middle. Maybe it would, except I just eat all the time, and I never lose an ounce. I suddenly am bowling mighty bad now. Bad for Miss Simmons means the kind of score that most strong men labor for years and never attain. Mighty few men in the land can smack a fleet of ducks into the clattering confusion that Miss S. accomplishes with one broad sweep of her steel-thewed right arm. Ida bowls like Joe Louis hits. None of this sissy dribbling the ball down the alley for her. She winds up with a double twist like Buck Newsom on Ladies' Day, and the ball rockets down the alley like a determined comet. When she lands smack in the center of the pins fly 15 feet in the air. She averages maiming about 3 pin boys a day. Ida Simmons cares not for the modern type of alley. It's too easy for the neophyte, and in some ways too tough for the expert. When I started bowling about 10 years ago, it was tough. The alleys weren't so fast, and you didn't start off with such good scores. Now the alleys are so slick, you can just nudge the ball and it'll go good. If it just scrapes a pin, they all upset. Women come in and bowl 100 right off and get mad if they don't keep it up. Me, I bowl pretty hard enough so that lots of times the ball just bites a pin out of the middle and leaves the rest standing. The alley owners have just made the game easier to please the customers. Miss Simmons' average for last year was 121.135. If you don't think that's good, consider that Astor Clark, the best duckprinner in the world, has an average of 128.83, or roughly a 7-pin advantage over the imposing Miss Simmons. Ida's been bowling for 10 years. It took her 4 years to reach her peak, and although she's been number 1 for 6 years, she feels she's on the downgrade. From now on, she is going to limit her actual bowling to instruction games and occasional sweepstakes. She's through with most competition. Although her average is quite a bit less than the male top-notchers, she can screw an individual game up to proportions where she'll be a match for the best of them. It is said she recently heaved a challenge in Mr. Clark's direction, involving a little side wager of 500 plunks. Mr. Clark refused, the story goes, because Clark is nobody's goof. In such a business, he had everything to lose and absolutely nothing to gain. Ida likes to bowl men. I'll go into a town where the best aren't so awful good, she says, modestly, and I'll fix up a match with the best man. He's all tightened up because he doesn't want to look bad playing a woman, and I'm nice and loose because I know I got all the breaks with me. I can usually beat him pretty easy. The lady is pretty cautious about her lessons to the ladies. She stresses the right steps on a free swinging arm for beginners and tries to persuade the gals to come bowling in the right clothes. Sometimes they come to an alley in a tight skirt and high-heel shoes, she sniffs, and wonder why they can't bowl. They're kind of afraid to slide, too. It takes some time to work that out. I can usually improve their game considerable in a couple of days. Only thing is, continues Ida, if they've been bowling very long, I don't tamper with their style. I just let them alone, because if you meddle with the style, they'll swear you ruined their game. That's always happening. I'm not going to have them say that about me. So far as she knows, Ida is the only barnstorming female duckpin instructor in the country. She says she never gets tired of the job either. It's fun. She makes her own dates and generally works the full 12 months. And she says she's just going to have to lose that weight. It's just getting so she can't bend over at all.